My name is Tristan Tierce, and I am the founder and CEO of Allergy Voyage. Allergy Voyage is a digital concierge service that hosts menus for people with dietary restrictions to view, helping them feel safer and confident while dining, and simultaneously increasing food service provider revenue. Our users are typically the people with food allergens that you're very familiar with, and our clients are the food service providers, so the hotels, the universities, the restaurants. And my goal for speaking in front of you today is to communicate Allergy Voyage, the really cool stuff that we're doing, what we've done at our universities up to this point, and how I feel like we have a value offering for legitimately almost every person in this room. But I also want to talk about my own personal experience with dietary restrictions to ground the conversation, and also tie back to what Betsy mentioned earlier, because I believe that the work that everybody is doing in this room is incredibly valuable, and I think that we should really understand the real world impact that we have. Now, like some of you, I myself have life-threatening food allergies where I could easily end up in the hospital just from one bite of food. In fact, when I was just 10 months old, my mom gave me a little sliver of cheese, and I started crying a lot more than I should have been at the time. I actually fully went unconscious, and they were not familiar with this whole world of food allergies that they couldn't imagine all these people sitting in this room today. And so thankfully I woke up the next morning. I was not rushed to the hospital at that time. And when I finally did go through allergy testing, I was discovered to have a vast amount of food allergies, a bunch of which I still carry with me today and in my life now. And what I didn't realize at the time is it started to build a picture. A few puzzle pieces started to come together of my experience with food allergies and where that would take me in my career in the future. And so a lot of parents' reactions to that experience would be to shelter and to restrict and to pull me in and say like, hey, we're not going to go out anymore. And my parents had the absolute opposite reaction. Even if it meant carrying a little lunch bag with me, they were still taking me out to eat at these different restaurants so that I would learn how to communicate the severity of my dietary restrictions. So this was, again, another puzzle piece that started to build the wider picture of Allergy Voyage. From a very young age, I was learning how to advocate for my restrictions to the front of house, the back of house, talk to the executive chefs, the restaurant managers, the waiters, and figure out if I could or could not eat at that location. Now, as I grew up, that confidence was really instilled within me. I moved from Dallas, Texas to Arizona to go to Arizona State University in 2020, and I was once again faced with this part of my life where I'm like, okay, I have to relearn how to advocate the severity to my 3 new roommates who have no experience with food allergies. I have to figure out how I'm going to eat really quickly in between classes and eat off campus safely. And that was yet another puzzle piece that started to build Allergy Voyage. And what really solidified the picture for me was actually returning home. A group of my friends had been saving up some money and they wanted to go out of the country for the first time. I'd never been on a trip like this, so I started doing all this research of like, how am I going to go to another country that has a language that I don't speak and eat there for over a week? And I actually didn't end up going on that trip at that time because I didn't find the resources that made me feel safe and confident enough doing so. But I do still have the notebook right by my bedside table today where I started writing down what does the solution to this problem look like. And that is what became Allergy Voyage. And like I said in the beginning, super briefly, Allergy Voyage, it is a digital concierge service that hosts menus for these people to view. Meaning that, kind of like you've heard earlier, they can filter them, find information like ingredients and allergens that are present, issues of cross-contact, more easily get in contact with the food service provider and the dietitian, and find safer and confident dining really quickly on campus. But what we do for the clients, the restaurants, the hotels, and the universities is unlike anything I have seen before. We provide a menu translator, allergen flagging, menu conventions, and an interactive menu management platform that in the instances through our past clients has already noticeably prevented students from having allergic reactions because we were able to catch an allergen in a dish before it was ever made into their plate. And the work that I do, I'm incredibly proud of, and I think that everyone in this room ascribes to this vision, that food is a tool for connection. And it allows for communication across boundaries, and people with food allergies and dietary restrictions should not be excluded from that conversation. Doesn't matter if it's at a restaurant or a university, international or national. We really need to be at the cutting edge of innovation for making sure that these people have the opportunity to dine out and feel safe, confident, dining with their families. And thank you so much for the time. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm more than happy to speak with every single one of you for hours about what Allergy Voyage is doing and learn what each of you is doing as well. Thank you.